Hey, women entrepreneurs. This is Dr. Genevieve Cadell of MyBestRelationship.com, the relationship coach for women entrepreneurs, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am offering a relationship tip today that I hope you can really implement in your significant relationship. And basically, this is not something that I've made up. Yes, I've implemented it over the years and I've found it to be extremely helpful in my work with couples, but it's something that has been gleaned from the latest scientific research on love, how love works, and how we can really make love work. And so if you're interested in learning more about what I'm about to share with you, you can read Sue Johnson's book, Hold Me Tight, 7 Conversations for a Lifetime of Love, where she discusses this in more depth. But I'm going to give you the quick version because I know you are busy women entrepreneurs and you're probably reading something more like Think and Grow Rich, which is fine. And he talks about the importance of love as well. But he doesn't really explain how to do it so much. Anyway, what I'm talking to you about are 3 key things that you need to have in your relationship in order for it to be your best. And the gist of this is that when people are getting into fights with each other, couples, I should say, when couples are arguing with each other and when they're, pulling their hair out and frustrated and your blood is boiling and sometimes it feels like you're beating your head into a wall, the kind of fight I'm talking about probably. You and your partner are really arguing over this one question that is called, are you there for me? And so that's how I want you to remember these next 3 ingredients to a healthy relationship that I'd like you to start focusing on. And what I mean by that is the are you there for me, using the acronym ARE to remember these 3 ingredients. So let's talk about each of these specifically, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the fight and what Are You There For Me has to do with it all. So the A in Are You There For Me stands for accessibility. And what that means is that couples are often trying to see if they're accessible to each other. So if your partner feels that you're not accessible to him because maybe you're working on your business all night, well, that's going to be a problem for your relationship. What's more important than anything is that there's a mutual accessibility. If there's something that happens to you, you're going to want to go to your partner and you want your partner to be there for you so that you feel important, so that you feel like a priority, so that you feel seen and heard. And the same goes the other way around as well. So pay attention to those calls that your partner gives out. And when you're calling for your partner, make them very, very clear so that your partner won't miss them, so that you guys can make sure to be as accessible to each other as possible. It's very, very important. Now, the second letter in the acronym ARE is R, and that means responsivity. So it's really, really important that you're responsive to each other. Not only can you reach your partner, but that your partner responds and lets you know you're important as well. So, you probably know there's nothing more frustrating than trying to, speak to somebody or reach somebody and not getting a response back. In fact, there was a terrible experiment done with mothers and children back in the day called the still face experiment. If you want to be horrified, look it up on YouTube and you'll see what I mean. Basically, a mother and a 1-year-old or so is engaged in this beautiful, thing where the baby does something, the mother mimics the baby, it's all beautiful. And then the baby is continuing and the mother's face goes blank and she becomes a wall and the baby freaks out. The baby starts pointing, starts panicking, and then just starts unraveling because the baby is learning that their world is falling apart because their world is their mother. Their connection to life itself is their primary caregiver, right? And so as independent and autonomous as we like to feel as adults, it goes the same way. When we do not get a response from our partner or our partner does not get a response from us, it is like a death code goes off in our brains. And it is the most painful, frustrating thing because we get the message we're not important or they get the message they're not important and it's just a bad scene. So be responsive to each other. That's also key. And the last one is just so important. Once you've got the accessibility and the responsivity piece down, you have to be emotionally engaged. Sue Johnson speaks about emotions as the music and the dance of the relationship. Now, I know some of you are into modern dance and things like that, but listen, it's not as fun without music. So turn the emotions up, make sure to connect on an emotional level, and be emotionally responsive to each other. If your partner has a hard day, stop what you're doing and be there and listen and empathize. And you can ask the same of your partner. So those are your 3 ARE important variables for a relationship. I'm totally not doing this justice by cramming it into just a couple minutes, but I wanted to make sure that you work on these in your relationship because there's nothing more important. And in terms of that fight that comes up when you're asking, are you there for me? Are you there for me? Are you there for me? It's like you didn't do the laundry and your head explodes. In other words, you don't feel like you're important to your partner. Your partner can't go out of his way to do something for you. So are you there for me? Are you there for me? Next time you get into one of those blood-boiling arguments, tell me if it's not about that. So I look forward to connecting with you more. Check out my website, mybestrelationship.com. Sign up for my newsletter so you can get tips like this all the time, and stay tuned. All right, cheers to thriving in business and love. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.